What's going on, Bodybuilding.com team? Master Coach Zach Long here today, and I'm excited to talk to you about improving your squat mobility. So that's something we hear a lot of athletes struggle with, is hitting the depth that they would like to with their squats. So we're gonna go through 4 different tactics you can utilize that will help your squat mobility out. Number 1 is to adjust your stance and your toe angle. I'm very commonly surprised with how often athletes feel like they have to squat in a certain position. They feel like they have to have their toes perfectly forward, complete shoulder width stance. That's a good starting point recommendation for most athletes, but a lot of individuals can't squat with that stance to any good depth because different athletes have different anatomical limitations. So like our hip joint is a ball and socket joint. Everybody's ball and socket is shaped a little bit differently. So we want to try to adjust your stance width to basically be in your ideal situation. So what I commonly have athletes do is play with different widths, where they do a squat, widen their stance a little bit, do a squat, widen a little bit more, and see if they find an angle that feels most comfortable. From there, we can also play around with turning our toes in and out more and more. And as we play with different angles there, we typically will end up finding certain positions that work dramatically better for some athletes than other positions do. So play with that stance width, play with that toe out angle. The second thing that will really commonly improve people's squat mobility really rapidly is to focus on sitting down in their squat versus the sit back cue that we hear a lot of individuals focus on quite a bit. And let me explain why. A lot of times when athletes focus on sitting back, they'll really initiate with that hinge movement that I'm starting with here. And what that does is if you look at my hip joint, as soon as I start to hinge, that hip joint closes a lot while my knee position hasn't changed very much. So I've already eaten up a lot of my hip mobility. If instead we focus on sitting down and we allow our knees to go forward and hips to go back simultaneously, both of those happening at the same time, we're gonna spread the mobility limitations around more between the ankle, the knee, and the hip versus putting more emphasis on the hip from a mobility perspective. So when we think sit down, we'll see a lot of individuals hit more depth versus when individuals really overemphasize the sit back cue. What ends up happening is they push their hips back so far that they end up eating up all of their hip mobility, and then they can't get any deeper because of how they simply initiated that squat. So think sit down a little bit more than sit back in your squat. The third thing that we commonly want to look at for individuals is their ankle mobility. So as we squat down, the knees need to be able to go forward as we descend down into the squat, and that's going to take some ankle mobility to do. So we're going to quickly test that out so that you can kind of identify for yourself if that's an issue. I'm down here in the bottom of a lunge, and I've got my shoe off, foot flat on the ground, and I'm going to put my hand about my big toe about 1 hand width away from a wall. I'm going to pretend like this PVC pipe's a wall just so you have a better viewpoint. So I'm 1 hand width away. I'm gonna see if I can keep my heel flat and touch my knee to the wall out in front of me. That's a great way to really quickly screen ankle mobility. If you can pass that test, you don't really need to work on ankle mobility. If you fail that test, you might get some really good benefit out of working on your ankle mobility. One quick way to assess if that test means that you should work more on your ankle mobility is to see what happens when you elevate your heels a little bit. So put them on like 10-pound bumper plates or get on a slant board. Does that dramatically improve your ability to squat? If you fail the test and elevating your heels helps out, then that means you're probably gonna get a lot of value out of working your ankle mobility. The fourth thing is hip mobility and actually addressing hip mobility. I'm gonna show my favorite stretch for you to work on your hip mobility if you struggle with squats. And that's gonna be a modification of the pigeon stretch that I tend to see helps a lot of athletes out dramatically more when it comes to improving their squat depth than the standard pigeon stretch does. So I'm gonna walk you through these 4 steps really quick of this. Number 1, we start on our hands and knees, and then we're gonna kick one leg out of the way. We're gonna stretch my right leg. I'm gonna take my right leg and I'm gonna spin that leg in a little bit, and then I'm gonna keep my hips level with the ground, and I'm gonna shift my hips a little bit to my right. And as I do that little shift to the right, I'm gonna feel a little tension build on the side of my hip. So from the front, it looks like this. Just that little shift to the right. When I feel that tension come on, then I'm gonna sit back. And as I sit back, I'm gonna keep my chest really, really high. And what happens when we go through this combination of movements versus the pigeon stretch where we let the back round and we don't get quite as much of that side shift, is that combination of things typically turns that into a much deeper stretch than the typical pigeon stretch, which will hit a little bit more of what athletes need in order to improve their squat depth if their hip mobility is something that's limiting their depth. So there you have it, 4 different tips of things you could do to work on improving your squat mobility. As always, stay tuned for future episodes as we help you build your body here at Bodybuilding.com.